Welcome back, you're listening to NerrdPacck, it's De Niro, and this will be my Wandavision episode 7 breakdown with all the Easter eggs. So right away we get a modern family type sitcom, and this episode seems to be based around Wanda being alone, according to the intro. I wonder who's RJ. Could the R stand for Ralph? I'm not sure what the J stands for. But we see subtitles come up and it says, "Good morning Westavians, thanks for tuning into W.N.D.A. Obviously that's an acronym for Wanda, but I think that might be a mock of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agents of S.W.O.R.D. So we know that Ralph is Agnes' husband, but we've never seen Ralph in the flesh. The only person I'm thinking he might be is Nightmare. We see from the outside the hex actually looks like the shape of a house. So the voice that said, "Do you think maybe you deserve this?" I think this might be the RJ character, or it might be Nightmare. When Wanda's like,
"What? You're not supposed to talk."
this makes me feel like she's always known that there was someone else behind the scenes. The Nexus commercial reminds me of the time when Tony Stark went to the Nexus internet hub in Norway to find Ultron. Plus the red and gold matches the colours of Iron Man's suit. So we're in Agnes' house for the first time and Billy said he likes it. Almost to say he feels at home, maybe. He even said that Agnes is quiet inside. Could that mean she's quiet inside because she's not alive? Because technically her character is dead and the person who killed her was Wanda.
It's probably just a case of the Mondays. Am I right?
I noticed her house appeared quite dark and less vibrant compared to Wanda's house. It's the first time we see Monica in an astronaut suit, and I think it's to remind the audience that she is also an astronaut. So as Monica's trying to get through the energy field, we see before and after images of her current timeline. And we hear the voices of Maria, Nick Fury, Dr. Harley, Agent Root, and Captain Marvel herself, Carol Danvers. And the mission I think Maria's talking about might have been the mission where she went and came back ill, which I think is the only reason why we heard Dr. Harley's voice. And I think having Carol Danvers speak right at the end just before she got out of the energy field was like a passover of the mantle.
Your mom's lucky. When they were handing out kids, they gave her the toughest one. Lieutenant Trouble.
You remembered.
And I kept saying this from the beginning, and finally she has arrived. We have Spectrum. We see once her eyes turn blue, she's able to see all the microwaves and ultraviolet radiation. And we also see her use her speed. If you look closely, you can see the dust flying behind her when she runs. Like I mentioned before in episode 4, they were teeing up a Wanda vs Captain Marvel, or a Wanda vs Spectrum, and we almost saw that here. We see Spectrum do her superhero landing. It's funny because it reminds me of that scene in Deadpool.
She gonna do superhero landing. Wait for it. Woo! Superhero landing. Yeah, that's really hard on your knees. Totally impractical. They all do it.
So Wanda's starting to feel like she's a villain, and I just feel like Scarlet Witch is definitely on her way now. As usual, Agnes to the rescue always seems to help Wanda when she's in need. And I realise she's wearing purple matching her costume colour. We see the postman who is now a delivery man. Is he a sleeper agent for S.W.O.R.D? Because we keep seeing him a lot. Wanda noticed the twins are missing and Agnes tells her they might be in the basement. We see the basement looks like a dungeon and we see tree roots everywhere, which could be a way of saying that Agnes is the root of all of this. The inside looked very similar to the temple where Wanda and Pietro first met Ultron. We see a glowing cupboard full of skulls to signify death. This book looks like it came from the library in Kamar-Taj in Doctor Strange. It does resemble the Darkhold in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, but I knew it all along. Agnes Agatha Harkness is a witch and she was behind everything. I knew Wanda couldn't be responsible for everything. We get a closer look at her brooch positioned underneath her chin like a comic book character. I think she revealed herself because she can see Wanda turning into a villain. We see Agnes use her powers to show Wanda all the times she got involved.
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been Agatha all along.
When she sent Senior Scratchy on stage at the talent show just before Vision saw Hub and Agnes whispering, and I think this is meant to make it easier to explain why the MCU Quicksilver didn't show up. Similar to when Hela cleaned up the mistake in Ragnarok, and how it seems she's always been sitting in the director's seat this whole time. But Wanda isn't looking at her in this scene, so I wonder who she's looking at over there. We see her landing, which means she can fly. We can't see her broomstick, so I don't think she's a conventional witch. but I'm going to assume that her powers work similar to Wanda's in terms of flight. And she confirmed she killed Sparky, and that laugh was the exact same laugh in episode 6 in the car when she was talking to Vision. Then in a post-credit scene, Monica opens the basement doors to see the purple glowing tree roots, and out of nowhere, Quicksilver appears. When he says Snooper's gonna snoop, it sounds like he took it personally, like he lives there or something. But I wonder why her eyes went purple. Maybe she's able to see or absorb any sort of energy. The biggest question is, what is the source of Agnes's power? Is she really a witch? Or is she powered by something else? Or someone else? But thank you so much guys for watching. If there's anything I've missed, let me know in the comments. If you're new to my channel, smash that notification bell to stay updated. Like, share and subscribe. And like I always say, follow the pack, and I'll see you next video.
And I killed Sparky too.